Good morning, good afternoon. Who knows? Maybe if you're hearing this, it might be nighttime. So I never know where you guys are tuning in or when you're tuning in. So thanks for joining. I'm excited that you're here, of course. So today, the 21st of September, can you believe it's September already? I totally missed summer. I totally missed it. You guys could probably say the same thing if you didn't do a damn thing other than work. Yeah. Which I suppose probably many of you, that's the same, you're in the same boat as I am. With COVID, you just don't go that many places. We take a lot of drives, and, we do go out to dinner once in a while and stuff like that, but, there's just not a lot to do. I've got a grandson who's 2, and he thinks he's a big shot. He thinks he's a big shot. So anyways, I babysit once or twice a week or so, and we try to find things to do, but what can you do but go to the park, right? So there's not a lot. We go to the beach, we go to the park, blah, 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 things like that. But anyway, so, yeah, so September is upon us, my kids, and pretty soon it's Halloween. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I am so not ready for this. So, I wanted to share with you guys something. Because you guys, you're my peeps. You're my peeps. So I can tell you, you're gonna get the real Lisa. Let me tell you that. So, anyways, I love to sew. I've sewn since I was a little girl, and matter of fact, I wore this top today because I made it. But why I'm talking about this is because on Saturday we had a gnome party. We made gnomes. Oh my God, so cute. So cute. So I had all these doodads, after all these years of sewing, you accumulate a lot of crap, let me tell you. So we had gnome noses, and we had gnome hats and bodies and beards and all kinds of little doodads to sew on them, and it was just so much fun. Oh my gosh. We only had 7 people here, 7 people. And even my grandson, another grandson who's 12, who's a very crafty type of, let's put it together type people, right? He likes, putting models and things like that together, and always loved Legos and that kind of stuff. So anyways, so I made a whole bunch of bodies and a bunch of hats, and the people came over and just enjoyed themselves immensely while they played assembling their gnomes. So it was so much fun. But usually now, at the stage of the game I'm at, I make clothing, and I do purses, little purses and clutches and things like that, and sell them. But it's just totally for fun. It's my release. Do you garden, right? Are you the cook? Do you paint? Which I used to be a professional artist, so I totally get all the crafty stuff. But, there's something that each one of us does that we don't have to be very good at. But if we enjoy it, that's all that counts, right? I'm not the best seamstress. Oh, hell no. No way. Half the seam ripper's my best friend. No, I'm kidding you. So anyways, yeah, I do my share of seam ripping. Let's try it again. And I just started making quilts. Can you believe it? I'm 60 years old, and I just started making quilts last year. So anyways, not fussy ones. That would be like Chinese torture, no. But I started making quilts and just had a lot of fun. So, you know what? Even at my age, we can learn and we can grow. And we have to be whole beings. Now, granted, you might be a secretary, you might be a dental hygienist, you might be a doctor, you might be a receptionist, whatever you are. That's your job. That's your job. What do you do for fun? What do you do for fun? So type in the chat box. What do you do for fun? What's your hobby? What is your hobby? I would love, love, love to hear what your hobby is. So I'm just starting to put together a sewing website because I have sold a bunch of my stuff, but that's not what I'm doing this for. I do it because I have fun. And how many purses can you have? Seriously, how many little clutches can you have? That kind of thing. It was fun last Christmas. I made 2 little clutches, like tiny little things, right? Just tiny little things. And we put lottery tickets in them. One of them didn't win squat, but then they got a nice little bag, a lined bag. The other one won $55. So that was a fun thing. Yeah, that was a fun thing. So anyways, whether you're doing it for fun or for money or whatever, are you having an enjoyable time? Are you learning something new, right? No matter what you've done or how long you've done it, there's always something new to learn. There's always something new to learn. Like I said, I've been sewing since I was a little kid and have more sewing machines that I care to mention. But I still learn. I still learn. I still grow. I love making things to gift to people. It's just, it's my joy. Let me put it that way. Mediumship, spiritual development as a minister, this is my job. Granted, I'm blessed, but so are you guys blessed for the work that you're doing. The world couldn't revolve without everything that we're doing, people. So everyone is just as important as the other. So what are you guys doing for fun? I want to see some of these things in the audio books. That's a cool one. Cook, drink, drink. Jan, you crack me up. She drinks for hobby. Cook, drink. Poems. Estate sales. Oh, I love estate sales. Do you know? So I love estate sales. I don't go to them often because I usually get myself in trouble. But last year there was 2 estate sales that I went to that I just had such a great time. One, I got this probably a 1920s Singer sewing cabinet. It has like sides that lift up and little pockets and drawers and stuff like that. So I am in the middle of refinishing that, if I could ever find the kind of refinishing, like antiquing that I'm looking for. Anyways, that. And then I walked into an estate sale where a woman was giving up her sewing. She's probably 85. I probably got $500 worth of fabric for $100. And I walked out of there like, yeah, I was so happy. So I hope in your estate sales, Jan, that you find really cool treasures. I love it. So you read, Cindy reads, writes poems, thread painting. Now that would be interesting. I'd love to know what that is, thread painting. Interesting, interesting. And Cindy, I'd like to read some of your poems too. That would be cool. Brenda likes to plan parties. No hobbies. I would like to play golf. You know what? I have played golf, and my back is too bad to do it now, but I loved golfing. And it wasn't, I'm not a sporty person. Oh, hell no, I'm not a sporty person. I'm not athletic. I try to be, but I'm not really good at it. But I had fun. And it got me outdoors. I'm not a big outdoorsy type person. I love laying in the sun by the beach. And I do I like walking in parks and stuff like that. So the golf course was perfect because it was always well manicured and pretty, and the scenery, oh my gosh. You know, I've been golfing all over the place and have made some fantastic connections with other golfers. So it's such a joy. Yeah, golfing is a great thing. And you don't have to golf good because more people than not are average golfers or pretty frickin' lousy like I am. But if you enjoy it, who cares, right? Yeah. So what else? So Brenda, you like to plan parties. That is, actually that's a marketable hobby. That is a marketable hobby. Because you know how much planning goes into planning a party? Oh my God, right? First of all, you got to clean the house. That in itself is like a scary thing. And because you got to clean everything, right? Because your mother-in-law, whoever walks around with a white glove cast, not good. But then, the food and music or entertainment, if you're having anything like that, like, is there going to be a theme? Oh, honey, you could market that oh, yes, very good. Tammy says, wedding videography. Oh, and I help adoptees find biological parents and siblings. I also love this. Get out of here, Tammy. That is really cool. So Tammy says she helps adoptees find biological parents and siblings. Cool. Very, very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. Oh, Jeannie likes to dance. Yes, I know Jeannie likes to dance. She is a master belly dancer, Jeannie is. I don't know what other kind of dancing she likes to do, but I'm sure all of it. But yeah, she's awesome. Ashley Lynn says, I only like driving the golf cart. It is fun. It is fun. Yes, it is. Deanna likes riding Harleys. Ooh, girlfriend. I hope you have a black leather or pink leather. Even that would be better. Cooking, baking, liking to sew, making quilts, but my machine is broke. Painting ceramics. You know what? Deanna, I had my graduation present from high school was a $400 Kenmore. And back then, you're talking 77, a $400 machine was top of the line. Well, I still have that machine, and it sews when it wants to. So I have 3 other machines. They do different things. But, yeah, so I get it. Hammocking! Get the hell out of here. Jeannie also likes to hammock. Oh, hell yeah, girlfriend. Oh, yeah. Hopefully you have a Mai Tai or a margarita in your hand or something like that. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes. I just love this. Reading and walking my dog. Sherry, I love that. Absolutely love it. I love walking. Indoors, outdoors, probably outdoors a little bit better. Just because I like to see things. This is so funny. So when that 2-year-old grandson, whenever I'm babysitting him here at my house, we walk around the block and he picks up sticks and he picks up rocks and he looks at all the cool things and he finds more stuff that, you know what, we take for granted. There's things that we take for granted that he's just fascinated by. I guess his big thing when we go on walking trips is to pow the ants. So he smushes them, right? He's 2. And it's just so much joy, so much fun. So anyways, so that's what I just wanted to share today because we and my family had such a great time on Saturday sharing a love of crafting, and it was absolutely hilarious. We had tears rolling down my face because my daughter is the uncraftiest person you've ever met. So I had to show her how to thread a needle and actually sew with it. That was funny. And my son is just like me. He's very artsy and creative. But my daughter, not so much. She can figure it out. Yeah, so it's interesting how learning, it's a cool thing. It's a really cool thing. I just love it. So anyways, we have, right now, I want you to choose card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. First thing that popped in your head. You know, it's always the first thing that pops in your head that is from spirit. What number pops in second is you trying to analyze it. So get rid of that one. You need to take the exact first thing that pops in your head. Yes, Tammy, everyone has that something special that they bring into the world. Everybody has that something special. And you might not think what you're doing is any special because that's what you've always done, so it's nothing new to you. But to someone else who doesn't do it or can't do it, oh boy, very cool. Okay, first thing first. 1, 2, 3. Done. All right. Card number 1. There's such a diverse thing here. There's such a diverse thing. See, I pull cards before you come in. And I kind of tune into them and really get some information from spirit about them. And one of the things that I found with those who chose the number 1, it's about your world being a bit overwhelming right now, a little bit overwhelming. I see lots of people needing you, wanting you, asking you for things. There's just so much going on, whether there's lots of appointments, you have to manage the care of a parent, or there's just so much going on right now. So, number 1s. One of the things that intuitively I'm reminded for you to pay attention to, at least for this week, at least. Intuitively, I'm feeling more like a week and a half to 2 weeks. But what I'm feeling is sometimes you need to sit back and maybe prioritize. That would be a start. And then sit back and watch how many things, whether it's people, places, events, whatever, figure themselves out. Sometimes it's so easy for someone to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, I can't do this, can you look at this for me, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you don't get to them, intentionally or unintentionally, if you do not get to them, they usually figure it out. Because on their end, it might be something that's overwhelming to them because maybe they've never done it before. And in the meantime, they've Googled it and figured it out. Or watched a YouTube video and learned something, right? So realize that what you may be taking on, and probably are things that you don't need to fix. There's something that I learned years ago where we often take away someone else's karma. Now keep in mind, that doesn't mean that their karma is completely gone. It's only gone for the time being. So you've taken away that initial lesson and owned it. So in other words, you're taking on their karma. Oh, honey, you came in with enough shit. You don't need somebody else's too. Okay? So they walk away feeling great. Oh, I'm feeling great. Everything's done. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then they turn around the corner, bam, same scenario. All you've done is delayed the fact that this is something on a karmic basis or on a soul basis that they need to learn themselves. But in the meantime, you've also taken it on. So hopefully you've finished that little karma jog that you just took. And it's no longer yours because you figured it out and you did everything that you needed to do. Okay? Whew. Number one, you got some shit to deal with this week, let me tell you. And it's all yours. It's all yours. How do you choose to live your life? Do you choose to let other people live theirs? So just back off a little bit. Maybe use an excuse. I'm sorry I couldn't get to you. There was too much going on. Whatever it is, right? But see how much you take on that you don't need to, and someone else actually figures out their own problems. Wouldn't that be lovely? Number two, your big journey for this week, and it really is a journey. Your big journey for this week is to walk in peace. Walk in peace. You have so much to look forward to. You have so much that you've accomplished. This is so great. You don't realize, truly you don't. You don't realize the impact that you have already made on the earth. You don't realize this. So in that, you may feel like you have to overachieve. You have to push, 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 go, go, go. Your job this week is to walk in peace. What I'd like you to do, and this is kind of something that I'll be teaching in the upcoming psychic development class. What I'd like you, number two, to do is to even keep a gratitude journal or write down all these cool things that happen in a day, to understand that people are working with you instead of against you. Something that happened to me last week, I think it was last week. I had some running around to do in the morning, so I took myself out to breakfast. Well, in the restaurant was police officers eating breakfast together, and on the sly, I paid for their bill, which my husband and I have done many times. So I did that, and I walked out, blah, blah, blah. And I had this warm, fuzzy feeling, right? Like, yeah, that was good. I'm sure they appreciated that, and, they know that their work is appreciated. So then I went to the pharmacy, and my prescription came to 52 cents. Guess who doesn't have any cash on her? No change, no bills, no nothing. So the pharmacy says, I can't charge 52 cents. And I'm thinking, what the hell? How am I going to get this, right? I have to go home or go to the bank, get some cash, come back, blah, 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 blah. Well, a lady overheard this and she paid the bill for me. So she covered my 52 cents. That's instant karma. This, number two, is where you are at. graciously receive, because you, my dear, have been giving, 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 giving. So you must graciously receive to complete that cycle of karma. Okay, there's karma for you too. Yeah. So when someone says, thank you for doing this for me, and you might feel guilty, or you might feel weird, like, of course I did it for you, whatever. No, let them have their warm fuzzies. I had my warm fuzzy feeding the police officers. I'm sure she had a warm fuzzy. And 52 cents is nothing, right? In the grand scheme of things. But I let her do that because I instantly knew that karma was coming around, or that what I gave out came back to me. I know it's not reciprocal, it's not the even amount, but that's not the point. That's not the point. I allowed the energy, the flow of the universe to balance. You see? Yeah. And this number 2 is where you must be this next couple of weeks. So understand how important you are, how important every act of kindness that you've ever done can be brought back to you. Let other people have their warm fuzzies as they walk with you in peace. All right? Number 3. Oy, 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 oy. Will you slow down, please? Number 3 is my baby that says, you know, there's so many people reaching at me, but unlike number 1, this is more like having anxiety. It's more like having anxiety where people are pulling at you, like, you know, like they're taking a piece of you. So it's kind of a weird thing. Sometimes when you're in that situation, we all need to hunker down, regroup, reground ourselves, and just breathe. Just breathe. If you need to hide away under the covers for a day, if you're able to do so, do it. Sometimes we need that runaway, I like to call it. And that's why sometimes I like to travel with my work, right? So I say it's work travel. Yes, I am working when I'm away. But I always plan an extra day or two just to hunker down and do nothing. Hopefully there's a beach attached to that. But if there's not, that's fine. But we all need those times that we need to run away. I do want you to understand, number 3, that there's a lot of spirit guides, angelic helpers, that type of thing. Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, you know, all the masters. They're available to ask for help. So if you're meditating, which would be a great start to all this, ask the master, ask your guides to help you to ground yourself and to release all that is not yours. Number 3s, I recommend, especially if you're a water person, but even if you're not, this works. I recommend standing in the shower with the water just beating on your head, sluicing down the back, sluicing down the front. And what I imagine is a tubular guillotine, like whoosh, coming down my body, cutting any cords to any negativity, any pull on me that doesn't belong to me. So what happens is you are empathic, you are a magnet. The problem here lies in the fact that you may not give those things up even after you're done with it. Okay? So if you help someone else or you're near someone else or whatever, yes, you suck it up just like a little sponge. But when you're done with it, you don't get rid of it. You hang on to it like baggage. So using that guillotine helps. So when you use the guillotine, you cut off all that doesn't belong to you. Mind you, it's tubular and big enough to slide over all your bumps and jiggles. And you imagine all that going down the drain where it can be cleansed. Right? Where it's not going to harm anyone else, especially yourself. Yeah. So number 3, your big challenge for the next week or so is to do for you. Do for you. Remove anything that feels like an attachment that doesn't feel like it's for you. Now, Keep in mind, I'm not talking about entity attachments. I'm not talking about that. But all the negative vibes and all the worry and ado and things like that that you might pick up from other people. Okay? So stay healthy, my friends. Okay, so for anybody who came in late, what's your hobby? What is your hobby? What do you want to do or what do you like to do? Whether it's a paid hobby, just a hobby, or how do you have fun outside of your work life? Outside of your work life. Think about that and put some time into it, because if it's a hobby, you learn about it. There's always something to learn. You know what? The gardeners right now are probably going crazy, processing all their canned goods and doing all that kind of stuff. And oh, on that note, oh my gosh, this is so great. Saturday I went and picked up myself and my dad a mum. If you're in southeastern Michigan, in I don't know if it's Washington. I think it's Washington. 26 mile and M53 highway. Mary's Garden has mums. I kid you not. They've got to be 3 feet across. Seriously, 3 feet. They're just enormous. $20. So that's my find, thanks to my friend Connie. Yeah, so that was kind of funny. Yes, if you want a monster mom. Yeah, very good. So my kids, until next week, I hope, if I wind up getting out of my pajamas and putting my face on. I even have eyelashes on and I have lips on. I'm pretty excited about that, I have to tell you. And just because of this, I put my contacts in. Woohoo! I'm ready for the party. Now where do I want to go? I'll see you next week, kids. Love you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.